Hello, and thank you for watching the broadcast that I'm trying to make it brief about my prediction for 2022 World Cup uh, and announce the final champion in this upcoming tournament. So the first game, actually, we go through the groups, and I'm gonna predict which team is gonna come up from which group. Then we'll say which uh, who plays who in the second round and all that. So Group A is Qatar, Ecuador, Senegal, and Netherlands. I put the Netherlands as number one in Group A, and number two I put Senegal. I think Qatar and Ecuador are not gonna make it. So this is Group A. Group B, we have England, Iran, United States, Wales. Um, would put England as the number one, and the second team I would pick Iran for second. Group C, Argentina, Saudi Arabia, Mexico, and Poland. Um, I think just between Argentina for sure is going to be number one, and Poland and Mexico, I would go with Mexico because of the hot weather in Qatar. It may give Polish hard time. So I put Group C. I put Argentina number one and Mexico as number two. Now we move on to Group D. We have France, Australia, Denmark, and Tunisia. This one is easier. Group D. So I put France and Denmark. France to be one and Denmark in second place. Group E, Spain, Costa Rica, Germany, and Japan. Um, I put Spain as top of the group and Germany number two. Group F, this one has Belgium, Canada, Morocco, Croatia. So right off the bat, I picked Belgium number one and Croatia in second place. And still have two more groups to go. Group G. In this group, Brazil, Serbia, Switzerland, and Cameroon. Um, I picked Brazil and Cameroon in this group. And finally, the last group, Group H. We have Portugal, Ghana, Uruguay, and South Korea. Um, I put Portugal as top seed and Ghana in the second place. Now it's going to get interesting because moving to the second round. In the second round, the winners of Group A, which we have as Netherlands, is going to play with runner-up Group B. So with Netherlands and Iran. And then we have winners of uh, Group C, but with runners-up of Group D. Winners of C, Argentina with runner-up Group D. Which is Denmark. Then we have winners of Group E, winners of Group E, which is Spain, against runner-up Group F, which is Croatia. And so Group E, and then the next is winners of Group G. Group G winner, Brazil, with runner-up Group H. Group H runner-up is Ghana. These are all interesting matchups. Next, we have winners of Group B, which was England. Winners of Group B against runner-up Group A, which is Senegal. And winners of Group D, which was France. So winners of Group B, which is France, runner-up, which is Mexico. These are all second round matchups now. And then winners of Group F, which is Belgium, against runner-up Group E. Runner-up Group E, which is Germany. Belgium versus Germany. And finally, we have winners of Group H, which is Portugal, versus runner-up Group G, which is Cameroon. So we have our second round matchups. We have Netherlands versus Iran. I predict that to be 2-0 for Netherlands, so Netherlands moves on. The game Argentina against Denmark. I pick Argentina. Probably the score will be 2-1, something like that. Spain versus Croatia. That one, I go with Spain. Brazil and Ghana, I go with Brazil. England versus Senegal. That's a tough one. This one I pick Senegal to surprise everyone. And then we have France and Mexico. I pick France. Belgium against Germany. I pick Belgium. And finally, Portugal against Cameroon. I pick Portugal. So now we're gonna move to the next round elimination in the World Cup. Let's see. So in this round, which will be the third round actually, Netherlands against Argentina. That's a good matchup. I think Messi would prevail. And then Spain against Brazil. I would say Spain against Brazil. I would pick Brazil on that one. And then we have England and we said Senegal and France. So Senegal against France. I pick France. And finally, Belgium against Portugal. That's a tough one. I think Belgium would survive. So now we have semi-final. Semi-final would be Argentina against Brazil. That's huge. And on that one, I pick Argentina. France against Belgium. I pick France. And so we have a final of the World Cup. Argentina versus France. And I predict that one to go to France with the score to be 2-1. Argentine goal by Lionel Messi and French goal by Mbappe and Griezmann. So I predict France to repeat the World Cup as a World Cup champion. This will be their second World Cup in a row. Let's see what happens. Thank you for watching.